I feel so hopeless and confused. I am not op. Original post by you puzzleheaded tutor 999 in R2X chromosomes. Trigger warning. Sexual assault. Less than. An NBSP. I feel so hopeless and confused. The 9th of May 22. I was married a few months ago. For the most part my husband is the perfect partner. He keeps our apartment clean. He does most of the cooking. He sometimes surprises me with my favorite ice cream or cookies or things. He's also very generous in the bedroom. He holds me and cuddles me and tells me he loves me. I'm starting to wonder about him the other 15% of the time. Over the past month he's been so stressed. He's yelled at me a lot. At least 13 days that month. I repeatedly asked him to stop. But he denied he was doing it. He says he's not really yelling. But his volume tends to go up when he talks about intense important things. He didn't stop until I asked him to go to counseling with me. He flat out refused. He says we haven't been married too long. We don't need that. And if we do we might as well call it quits already. He stopped most yelling after that. And now it's very rare. But it still bothers me. He also won't pay any part of the rent on our apartment. When we started there I offered to pay the rent. So he can pay off his debts. Things have just been getting so expensive. And when we renew our rent it will be going up. I brought up a few times that I'd like him to contribute. But all he did was yell about it and point out that I agreed to this arrangement. I did agree. But I've never paid for so many expenses before. And I want help. I'm just so stressed. And I haven't yelled at him at all. The last time I brought this up he yelled at me about it for half an hour and told me my financial concerns were invalid. We had a conversation the other night where he essentially told me his sex expectations had changed. He wants to do something every day. And he expects me to agree to it every time he asks. He says it would be selfish not to. He did give me several no to low effort options for this. But it really feels bad to do things I don't want to in order to satisfy him. No matter the difficulty level. I was so upset I left the apartment and spent the weekend with friends. I called him from there. And he claimed I misunderstood the whole thing. I don't think I believe that. He's ignored me saying no before. He says it wasn't a big deal. Because it hasn't happened very often. And it was only for a few seconds. It was only because he got carried away and was really enjoying himself. He says he doesn't do it anymore. And he hasn't done it recently. Except once when I wanted to stop kissing. I've asked him not to touch me before since I was feeling overwhelmed. He sulked and guilted me about it for over an hour. I actually thought we were making progress with some kind things he's done recently. He even offered to take me out on a date. The date he took me out on was to a barbecue restaurant. One in a category that I have expressed that I don't like before. I was also on my period. Which he knows means I can't eat much heavy salty food. I was so hurt I almost started crying when we pulled into the parking lot. Every time we disagree about something that happens he insists he's right and I'm wrong. Sometimes he'll back off if I can quote our conversation. But not often. I know my memory isn't perfect. But being told I'm always wrong and he's always right is starting to make me feel crazy. He's done other things too. He doesn't want me to go out to eat with friends more than once a month. He doesn't want me to make friends with my coworkers. He doesn't want me to talk to other people about our relationship. Aside from saying we're married, he also has specific clothes he doesn't want me to wear out because he says they're too revealing. After our conversations he's removed my monthly spending limit and some rules on clothing. He's gotten a bit nicer. He's stopped yelling so much. I just still don't know about things. The thing is, before this I was in a really bad situation. And it makes it hard to tell where the lines are. My husband has never been violent with me. Part of me thinks I'm just being overdramatic or thinking things are worse than they are. I just get so anxious when I think of him now. I'm staying late at work so I don't have to go home. And when I do go, I'm scared he'll be in a bad mood. I never know what to expect. He says I'm being silly. And I should think of all the good stuff too instead of just blaming him for the bad stuff. Don't really know why I'm posting except to rant and maybe get some validation. He doesn't think he's doing almost anything wrong. Update. Well, you're all right. I left the crazy man behind at the old apartment. I'm staying in a safe place for now. He thinks I'm helping with family trouble. I've been looking at other apartments. And there are some very nice ones I qualify for without this leech using my money. It will be rough for a while. But possible. I intend to tell him I'm leaving only when we go get my stuff from the old apartment. I'm taking help with me. I won't go back alone. I have a lot of offers to help move. Work has been very supportive as well. They are keeping the door locked for my safety. And they are allowing me a more flexible schedule until I have a safe apartment. One question I got a lot was how long did I date my husband before we got married? We dated for almost 5 years. He wasn't like this while we were dating. Or at least not enough to notice. Looking back I can see some signs. But nothing like he is now. So, I just want to say thank you to everyone. This was a really good wake-up call. I read every comment, although I didn't respond to them all. I have never experienced this level of internet popularity. And I was unprepared to answer everyone. My husband is an abuser. And soon he will be my ex-husband. So thank you everyone. An NBSP update. I left my abusive husband today, the 9th of October 22. I wrote this about a week ago. https www.reddit.com/r/twoxchromosomes/comments/x609a/ I feel so hopeless on confused / UDM medium equals Android app and UDM source equals share. TLDR. My husband is gaslighting me and abusing me emotionally, psychologically, and sexually. We've only been married a few months. And he's changed a lot. I stayed somewhere else for a while and was planning to leave him. Well, my update is I have my own apartment. Many people told me in my last post that I should kick him out. Since I was paying for everything. I honestly don't have the strength for that fight. And even if I did, I wouldn't feel safe with him knowing where I'm living. My parents went with me and some friends and got my stuff out of the apartment. We couldn't get furniture, but we got all the stuff I would care if he destroyed. I also told him it's over. And I'm leaving him. That was a hard conversation. And I'm glad I wasn't alone. He didn't do anything in front of other people. He just argued. He did go in a massive circle from not understanding, to claiming he only ever wanted to make me happy, to apologizing, to blaming me, and back to confusion and starting all over again. I'm so excited to be away from him and in my own apartment. I'm setting up my few things. I'm sleeping on an air mattress. No one is touching me. The only yelling is from the kids playing games at a picnic outside. I feel so at peace. I still have a long way to go and a lot of therapy to do. But I'm so happy to be free and independent. I'm going to break all the rules. I'm going to turn on all the lights in my apartment. I'm going to leave my chargers and clock plugged in. I'm going to wear whatever I want. I'm going to swear and fill my gas tank up completely and buy food that isn't organic. I'm going to spend more than $50 a month on non-necessities and sometimes treat myself to eating out. I'm going to make friends at work and eat out with my friends more than once a month. I'm going to have anyone I want over at my apartment because it's mine and I can do that. Thank you all for talking sense into me. I'm so glad to be safe and free. An NBSP. Reminder: I am not the original poster. I'm going to turn on all the lights in my apartment. What a monster. I'm happy for her, but I really hope she's as safe as she thinks she is. It's classic for an abuser to escalate after their partner leaves. Oh my gosh, those rules she was breaking at the end. Fill my gas tank up completely. Yeah, my abuser didn't want me doing that either. If the tank was full, he knew I'd be able to drive far away from him at a moment's notice. Man, the I'm going to break all the rules and leave all my stuff plugged up broke me. I lived that life underneath my stepfather. I'm glad you made it out safe, Oop. I'm so glad Op got out and recognized the red flags and abuse. I hope they're doing well and enjoying their new freedom. Ignoring your no during sex is rape. It's not just inconsiderate or a little mean or him being kind of an ass about it. It's rape. Also, those rules she says she wants to break now broke my heart. You should be free to decide on doing all those things while in a relationship. Glad she left it. It's easier to point out when we are not the one going through it. With the time our limit breaks and we are like, hey, at least he just yelled at me. Didn't slap me today. I'm so happy for her. I know that exact feeling when you are going to break all the rules your abusers forced on you. The first thing I did when I left my abusive ex was getting a haircut. Best feeling ever. Every girl in the world needs to read this and start identifying location flag as soon as they occur. Not in hindsight. Teens, share your friends and discuss. Ask each other if you have ever been in possible early stages of abuse. I am glad she escaped and I pray she is safe and happy spending more than $50 a month in non-essentials. I am also so very glad she posted here and actually listened to the advice of the hive mind. Just think, if he wasn't such a cheap abuser, she might still be there. Crazy how she was the one paying all the rent and yet he had control over what she spent her money on. Usually it's the other way around, with the abused being financially dependent on the abuser. He's another whole level of manipulative. Leave the clock plugged in. What the F? I hope this works out for Oop. Just reading the original post made me cringe at how clearly abusive and controlling he was. And like many DV victims, she was questioning herself because he didn't hit me, which should not be the bar to clear. Literally teared up reading her paragraph on the things she was going to do. BC, he wasn't controlling her anymore. They're such little things. I hope she's free from him and never has to worry about him again. Although not mentioned, I smell an age gap. He's ignored me before when I've said no. Nope. It doesn't even sound like it was one instance of miscommunication. This is willful sexual assault and it's a recurring issue. I hope that gaslighting, controlling, self-absorbed moron ends up alone with his tiny dick. I'm going to turn on all the lights in my apartment. I'm going to leave my chargers and clock plugged in. I'm going to wear whatever I want. I'm going to swear and fill my gas tank up completely and buy food that isn't organic. I'm going to spend more than $50 a month on non-necessities and sometimes treat myself to eating out. I'm going to make friends at work and eat out with my friends more than once a month. I'm going to have anyone I want over at my apartment because it's mine and I can do that. This paragraph made me smile. I'm glad she's safe and enjoying her life again. Op, please add TW for abuse and rape, sexual assault, etc. I think people should discreetly record interactions that have them doubting themselves. If she had listened to his yelling while alone and calm, or played it to a neutral friend, she might have understood just how bad it had gotten.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.